It's really hard for me to see the twins get hammered like that. But I want to defend them, but they're not even sticking up for themselves like they should. So that's when I just gotta say, peace.
Samore Love Bugs, you have now tuned into my Bad Girls Club 15, the sisters recap. Guys, be sure to subscribe to this channel if you have not yet done so. Also, be sure to share this video wherever you like to share videos, and don't forget to give it that good old thumbs up if you like these types of videos. And check out my other channel, Samore Love TV, because that's where I have my Love and Hip Hop reunion recaps are going down now. Okay. Alright guys, so we start off with Diamond, and it looks like Diamond, it looks like Diamond didn't know that Olivia had cancer. And she knew that she had some type of health issue, she said, but she didn't know it was to the verge where it was cancer. Like, that's like a whole nother level, and she doesn't even really know what to say in order to soothe her. So she's just kind of trying to keep it calm, cool, and collective, and not like get all crazy or anything. And some of the other sisters are just looking at Diamond like, wow, like, why is it that you're so calm? How are you able to be like this? If that was my sister, I would be like on a whole different level. So now it also looks like Olivia, before we even get into now, it looks like Olivia, she tells the girls that she apologizes for the other night because she's not normally a crier. But I'm like, I feel like I've seen her cry several times since she got into the house. And that's the reason why I said that it seems as though she's suffering from depression from everything that occurred with her mom. So I don't know why she's talking about she's not a crier. She's talking about that's a sign of weakness. I'm like, but that's not the truth, because it looks like you are a crier, because I've seen you cry several times. How you not a crier but you cry all the time? It don't make any sense. So yeah, now like I was saying, it looks like that everyone is starting to hate. I believe their names are Anna and Jessica, or Annalisa and Jessica. I guess because after the whole cancer situation, and they just wasn't there. They wasn't really trying to be around the situation. And they even said in their own confessional that everything with the drama, they weren't trying to be around it. But I'm like, that wasn't really drama. That was everybody's having a conversation. If you're trying to say you didn't want to show emotion, then that's something different. Then you have to say what you mean and mean what you say type of thing. But you're not saying your emotions or letting us know how you feel correctly, because it just sounds kind of effed up the way you saying it, because there was no drama at that point. Everybody was kind of bonding over the situation, if you ask me. Now the producers, they want to talk to Olivia, I guess because they're hearing her talking about cancer this and cancer that, and they don't want, at the end of the day, they got to save their backside, because they don't want anybody to tell them that they had this girl on the show and it was detrimental to her health. They probably had to sign some type of paperwork or something that says that they're not liable for anything that may occur in the Bad Girls Clubhouse, because it'd be fights and all kind of craziness. But this is like a whole nother level, and they don't want to get slammed. Oh, you have this girl in here drinking and fighting and everything else while she has cancer. Like, that's a whole nother ball game. So I know they definitely wanted to save themselves, especially when she's saying this to everyone. So that's most likely the reason why they really wanted to take this so serious and get her to get a second opinion to make sure that everything was not, like, to make sure that she wasn't dying or anything like that, you know? So that's exactly what they sent her off to the doctors, to an oncologist, I guess, to make sure that things were good, and to also retrieve her medical documentation from where she's from Pennsylvania or whatever. Now it's time for them to have photo shoots. Everybody was looking all cute. Diamond was looking all nice. And then it's like all of them, they were doing their thing, getting their pictures taken. But the two twins, Jessica and Annalise, or Anna, they were getting a little more attention. And the girls wasn't really feeling that, because they're like, these girls ain't even down for us. They're not even chilling with us. They're just doing their own thing. And they want to be getting the front and center. You know, so everybody was seemed like they was getting a little bit jealous, especially I think it was Angela. She seemed like she was really getting jealous, like, what? I'm not feeling that. Olivia, she was like that. She was not going to be in this little plan that all the other girls had came up with, because now they want to get Anna and Jessica out. They're done with them, they're over them, and that's it. But Olivia was like, you know what, I'm not a follower. If y'all gonna do that, that's on you, whatever. And Diamond was feeling the same way, because Diamond was actually kind of bonding with them, learning a lot about them. But she was just like, y'all, I'm not gonna stop y'all, but this is not my fight. I'm just chilling. That's it. I'm not jumping in with y'all. I'm over it. So they ended up, all the other girls ended up bullying them, you know how the Bad Girls Club does, and wet them with water guns. And got them out of there. They was just like, oh, I'm not weak, but I'm not going to be doing this, because I know they pretty much knew. Once people don't like you, it's going to be torture. Unless you're strong enough to withstand it. We've seen a few girls in past seasons withstand it and stay to the end. Rocky was a perfect example of that. Didn't they try to bully her in the beginning, but then she kind of came out the victor? Yeah, so unless you're strong enough to go through that aggravation every day, morning, noon, and night, people throwing your stuff in the pool, throwing your stuff in the dirt, putting stuff all over your bed, throwing your bed in the pool, etc., etc. Unless you're strong enough to go through that, then nah, bro. Like, it might be just time for you to leave. And that's what they did. They just gracefully bowed out. And they didn't even really put up a fight or anything. They was just like, all right, we out. You can do whatever. Wet us. Okay. Let's go. And that's why Diamond was just like, you know what, I would love to help defend them, but they're not even sticking up for themselves. So it's like, I'll see y'all at the reunion. You know, that's it. I did feel like these two girls, they knew, you know what the Bad Girls Club is about. You know how people can turn on you in a dime. I don't even know why they were starting to consider these people to be friends when they haven't even been around them that long. And they said that they don't even have friends like that. So if you don't have friends like that, how are you instantly saying that these girls you're starting to starting to consider them friends, but now you realize that they're fake? I know me. I'm not going to consider nobody my friend up quick and early just like that. It's not going to happen, especially if I don't really have friends. It's going to take a little while to knock down these walls, you know? So yeah, they was out of there after that. So you know there's going to be some replacements coming up soon. Diamond and Olivia, they showed a scene of them two in bed together, like cuddling. And I was just like, whoa, 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 what's up? I mean, I know usually mother and daughter, they all cuddle. But I don't know, just something about it just seems weird. Maybe it's because Diamond's so thug life, like boyish or whatever. And then, you know, Olivia, she's more the girly side. It just kind of reminds you of a boy and a girl like hanging out. Like if it was a brother and sister, it would be super duper awkward. And I think that's almost the vibe that we get from them. So that's why it's kind of like, And then the way that they're dancing, it's like, Because we saw them dancing again, you know, doing all that up in the air and going down and everything else. And it was just like, I wouldn't say this is acceptable behavior, but something about it does not seem right. You know? So now it's time for Laura, the life coach. She's on the scene, and you know we all love Laura, the life coach, because she gets to the root of the problems. And she talks to, who did she talk to first? Asia, I think. She talks about her, she talks to her about her mother being her bully and how she's going to help her to get to a better place in life. And then, who else did we have? Then following that, they had Angela and Christina come over. And their relationship is just so toxic and it's draining. I'm like, Laura, you good? Because I can't take all that negative energy and negative vibes. So Angela and Christina, they were in there, and then they started talking about their relationship, how they are as sisters. And Christina mentions that, I think it was Christina that mentioned that Angela was the reason why the mother and father broke up. And they were saying some other things, but the words were getting so cut off that I'm not even sure what they were saying. Because I know Angela said something about the father, but it was cut off. So I don't know what it really was that she was saying. But then Christina, when Christina told Angela that, Angela was like, oh my God. Like, she gets so hyped up. She's like, oh my God, I can't believe you just said that. She was like, you're garbage. I hate you. Like, those are some really, really strong words. And once you put them out there, you can't reel them back in. Like, those words are embedded into somebody's head forever. And God forbid something, like, you just heard all these things about cancer. You was reevaluating your life and your connection to your sister. And then you talking about you hate her. You know, God forbid something was to happen at that very moment. That's the last thing that your sister would have heard, is that she's garbage and you hate her. Like, that's taking it to a whole nother level. I really hope that they're able to somehow repair their relationship, because I don't know. Like, it's like they can be good, they can chill, but as soon as they have to do something together for a long period of time, it seems like Angela thinks that she's the boss of Christina, because Christina's so carefree and does la-di-da, her heads are in the clouds, she'll do what she wants and not care for it, but she's a grown-up, so it's like, just let her do what she do. If she wants to make a fool out of herself when she's by herself without you around, she's probably doing these things anyway, so it's like, whatever, you know? I don't know how much of an age difference it is, but I don't think it's that big of an age difference where she's taking over this motherly role towards her. And following that, Olivia, she now speaks with the producers again, and she finds out that she doesn't have cancer. And I'm applauding it. I'm happy, because no one wants to hear that. I wouldn't wish cancer on anyone. That's something that's extremely, extremely serious. But the way that she said it with so much conviction, it's almost like she was speaking it into existence for herself. And she even said the stage that it was at, and crying tears. And it's not like, at first I'm like, maybe she was saying it because she was drunk and so emotional, and because of her mom and everything, you know, those things are weighing on her head. But no, it's not, because she said it several times when she was sober as well. So it wasn't just because of that. So I don't know, it just kind of rubbed me the wrong way, and it rubbed a lot of people the wrong way, because when they told her she had to make sure she went inside and told everybody, and when she said in the confessional with Diamond sitting next to her, Diamond was like, wait, what? Like, she was like super confused, and she was even feeling some type of way. Like, you don't play with something like that. And why would you even say you had it when you didn't even have a confirmation that you had it? I mean, a lot of times when we hear something, when you hear something that's abnormal or whatever, your mind kind of runs away with you, especially if you don't go to follow up. I can definitely attest to that. But she was definitely speaking these things as though she knew legitimately 100% that this was the case, and that was the messed up part about it. And yeah, when she came back and told some of the girls, she told Christina and Asia and Amber, they were just looking at her like, same thing I said, like, I'm happy she doesn't have it, but now we're gonna kind of look at you a little funny, because even the way she came in and kind of told them, it's like, somebody tells you you don't have cancer after you thought you had stage 3. Like, my dude, you be running around, jumping around, screaming for joy. I'll go run around playing the grass, and I'm not even a grass person. I don't like nature like that, to be on no grass. Like, I would jump in the pool naked, like, you know, do all kind of crazy stuff, because that means you just got years added to your life. You know what I'm saying? And she just doesn't seem very appreciative. It's almost like she was ready to go, like she wanted for that to happen. It's, you know, it almost kind of seems that way. But I guess we'll see what happens in the following episodes. Thanks for watching, guys. Be sure to stay fabulous, live free, and soar limitless. I'll see you in the next one. Later.